Am I a vampire?
You're a vampire and 6 more weeks of winter.
No, there's the shadow.
Okay, you do have a
There it
shadow.
is, just barely.
All right.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Hello.
It's Adam and Alex from the Wickets.
He's a vampire. He doesn't cast a shadow.
But I can see myself in a mirror. So maybe I'm a werewolf or something?
I don't know. That doesn't look any better.
Yeah. Anyways, hi guys. We are here in the recently converted Rachel Neal Pictures Wickets studio.
Right.
Don't tell her I said Wickets after Rachel Neal Pictures. We are here.
It looks much better because I did see it before they painted it white.
Yeah.
And it was a cave.
It was. It was
a cave.
I mean, this house is from the 70s, so I don't know how long that paneling had been up out here. But we painted it white so Rachel could take pictures.
The shag carpet that used to be in here.
No, that's me.
Oh, that's you.
We just wanted to check in. We've got some new digs. We've got some new technology we're testing out. Hopefully everything's going to work. Help me remember to look up in that corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that corner right there.
Yeah.
Man, I wish this was in 3D. To make sure it keeps recording.
I thought you were going to say you wish something else. I'm not going to say what I was thinking.
Yeah, don't do that.
No.
We got some new technology. We got some new digs. We thought it was a good time to come make a video.
Yep.
Because we hadn't talked to you in a while.
Yep.
Been up to anything interesting?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm writing. I'm doing 2 essays for publication for a company that I've already written some Star Wars essays for.
Of course.
And they called me back and said, "Hey, what do you know about Battlestar Galactica?" And I said,
everything.
The toys were similar to Star Wars toys. That's basically my attack. Everything I'm writing about Battlestar is filtered through Star Wars. So, you know.
I can poach parts off of their toys to fix mine.
Yep. Well, it was because they were similar scale and similar aesthetic of articulation and everything. And so I think it was supposed to be like 2,000 words. And on the toys, the one for toys, I wrote 3,500. So, but hey, that's here's some extra.
Yeah,
go right ahead. So.
I feel like we're slightly off center.
That's because I'm sitting up straighter and closer to camera.
Well, now you can see more of the couch. So
Yay!
It's better.
Isn't that great? It still freaks me out that I have a shadow and you don't. That's just bugging me.
Well, it's off center also.
Yeah, do we want the light moved? You talk and I'll move the light.
Really?
Yes. Now you're off center.
It's bugging him that much. So anyways, I'm going to kick back and relax. We have a lot coming up in the Wicket World. Be very careful.
I will.
My wife will kill all of us. Just all of us. Not even the ones who... Not just us. Everyone who's not even here will get killed. Ed. So anyway, we have a lot going on in the Wicket World. You still have a shadow.
But you have one now. See, now you have a shadow over
overhead
middle.
light. I don't know.
Yeah, that one bulb from the 70s.
Excuse me, we're in Alabama. That's a bug. We got a lot going on in the Wicket World in the next couple of weeks, and we thought we'd give you an update after we babble for at least 3 minutes for incoherent and in shadow. I tried to make up a word. It did not work out so well for me. We have a lot going on in the Wicket World.
By the way, Adam Neal, award-winning choreographer.
Oh my gosh.
Give him a hand.
For those of you who did pay attention, and hopefully you've already seen everything on the Facebook page anyways, we did do the All-Stars Dance Academy Dancing with the Stars Shoals, I think was the official. I don't know. I got lost. I laid out the bare bones ideas, and you and the Michaels both added lots of ideas to them. And then we all went to the Florence Coliseum, which we're going to mention here in a few minutes. And we went and we danced and we won. We won $882.
Yep.
$882 and some odd cents.
Yep.
Because we're always odd and we don't make a lot of sense. Some odd dollars for Hazra, the no-kill animal shelter.
I thought you said Hasbro. I thought that was to buy me Star Wars toys.
I wish we had a laugh track.
you paused to put the laugh in post.
Yeah. Although I'm not going to post anything. So we went, we danced, we won. And if you haven't seen it, scroll down. Remember, this is going to be on the interwebs.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Wickets worldwide, www. This is going to be on the interweb, so scroll down on the Facebook page, and you will see the dance, and you'll see some of the photos. It was fun. I mean, up until we actually did the dance, all we did was, oh my God, we're the worst.
Those two are going to win, or maybe they're going to win, or they have an unfair advantage because they do this professionally. Oh, the trophy's ours.
I'm not kidding you.
Thank you. Yeah.
They were announcing the awards, and there's something like a People's Choice Award. Wasn't going to be us.
Didn't win.
There was a runners-up award. I personally figured maybe.
Right.
They announced the runners-up. Michael Hill is in the back, leaning on a wall. He's just waiting. And the winners, the Wickets, all four of us. Huh?
Matter of fact, I thought we were the runners-up and that Adam was holding the check wrong. And I was like, oh, you've got the wrong amount facing forward. And he goes, no. And he's like showing me the $750 grand prize that we won for Hazard.
Made out to us.
Yeah. What I liked about it, though, was, and it's very generous of you to give credit to the things that we contributed.
Yeah, it was a group effort.
What I liked about it was that minute-and-a-half routine, for which we got $880, was like the distillation and the pinnacle of Wicketdom, because it had all the elements of one of our shows that we're making up, in that we started off small. One person enters on the stage, and then a second person enters on the stage, and then the other two enter. So we kept building on, and we kept not doing what the audience was about to expect us to do. You know, we kept misdirecting a little bit. It's like, oh, it's a drum solo. Oh God, the guy with the guitar. Oh, that's funny. You know. So, but yeah, there was misdirection, and then there were classic things that you've seen in every Wicket show of Michael Bradley being thrown around like a rag doll. Adam wanted me to do the thing where I bend my knees backwards and sit in the W position at the end, for which my knees are still killing me, by the way.
Every time it gets a little tougher.
Oh man, it's not quite as bad as you putting me in high heels for Tuna Christmas.
Or last Saturday.
Man, that shut up. Ixnay on Adder say. Yeah, that's right.
You.
I don't know. But yeah, and so there were all these little moments of, you know, Wicket trademarks put in there, and then it's like, okay, they're just doing, wait a minute, those guys are actually dancing in unison, not half bad. And then at the end, it just devolved into chaos, and that was like, you know, okay, after we showed them we could dance, then we were free to do whatever we wanted, and we still had the audience. So yeah, very, very much, you know, like seeing a Wicket show condensed into a minute and a half. And what I like is the very last person to exit the stage was Michael, and he looks at that former Miss UNA that was the MC, like, how you doing? And he exits. I'm like, this is the perfect Wicket video.
While holding his back.
It will never. My back's out, but I can lay down, you know. So, what?
Man.
You know, after you lay down, you
yeah,
feel
I know,
better.
I know.
Your back feels better.
It's a proven method for fixing your back. We're supposed to be talking about what's coming up.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Well,
sorry. We did have fun with it, though. We're also retired.
I'm not doing that anymore.
I told them we'd go back and host next year.
Hey,
That could be fun. Right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, enough about what we've done. Let's talk about what's coming up. And the first thing coming up next Thursday is October. I forgot
Something.
dates.
I don't know.
5th?
Sounds about
I
right.
would check my phone, but
I do think October the 1st is Sunday and October the 2nd is Monday, which would make Thursday the 5th. Yes.
oh, hey, I might have gotten it right. I hope so. Anyway, next Thursday, October 5th, we think, Stefan, our own, as Alex once called him, the raisin in our bread.
That's his shoe making that noise.
Sorry.
I hope.
The raisin in our bread. Stefan is directing a show over at the Shoals Theater.
Mm-hmm.
A show that you've actually been in before.
I have. I did that show.
You're not in this one.
I did that show at the Zodiac.
We still haven't told them what it is. Don't go too far.
It's Agatha Christie's A Murder is Announced.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about a year before I had Orion. So it'd be in 96, 97, somewhere in that ballpark. So
Pushing 20 years
Mhm.
or over. Stefan is directing. Michael Hill has a part in it. Several friends of the Wickets. One of our faves, Sarah Biddle,
Oh
is
yeah,
in it.
yeah. I know what part she's got to be.
And let's see here. Oh, Will Mitchell, another guy we've talked about on these sit-downs before, is in it. For those of us who have no idea what it is, again, the name is Agatha Christie's A Murder is Announced, and I assume it's not a professional wrestling announcer introducing a group of crows.
No.
A group of crows is called a murder. I really expected that to get more of a reaction out of him, but
If I was paying attention,
if I want that kind of treatment, I'll go inside to my wife.
I thought you were throwing it to me to describe what the plot of the play was, and I was like, "Oh my god, I don't remember the plot of this play that I was in 20 years ago." So,
Well, it doesn't have to be the plot. Well, what's the...
I remember
Give me an elevator pitch.
an elevator pitch. Okay, I remember there's a female character in it that I had to light the cigarette for in one scene.
Okay.
And the actress was like 17, and so it was a clove cigarette. And those things are just nasty. And
Cigarettes and clothes. Nasty.
Yes, well, either or. So
Don't smoke.
Don't smoke anything. And then my character, without giving anything away because we haven't specified who I played, was the red herring that you think is the murderer, and you think the play is about to end, and then there's a big twist, and it's typical Agatha Christie kind of stuff in that way. So,
Do you know where red herring came from?
tell me.
No, I was legitimately asking.
It actually came from another. My first introduction to it was 10 Little Indians, a different Agatha Christie story. I hope that's Agatha Christie. Oh my God, that's like 30, 40 years ago that I read this in school. 10 Little Indians. A red herring ate one, and then there were three. But anyway, so which is the clue that this guy was not actually dead. He was going to turn back up and be, the murderer.
In 10 Little Indians.
Yeah, but in A Murder's Announced, the red
one
herring,
we're talking about.
The red herring is somebody that you think is the murderer, and turns out he was not. So.
Yeah, that's another one of those. I'm sure some nerdy person like Jay or Patrick will tell us. I know how to use it. No idea where it came from.
Yeah, I just know it from Clue. Communism was just a red herring.
Not a clue guy.
You don't have a clue? Oh my God.
Well, I have a clue. I know exactly what you're talking about.
If anybody out there watching this happens to know that there is a stage version of Clue somewhere, not Clue the musical, which was done to Shoals a few years back, but the actual movie Clue with the 3 different endings, if there is a stage adaptation of that, you let me know, please. Okay. So
Patrick's the only one who watches our stuff.
wow.
All our ones of views. So anyway, the point is, starting next Thursday, Agatha Christie's A Murder is Announced at the Shoals Theater. You can search on Facebook and find all the information about it. We'll try to post the event underneath this video, so you can go straight to it. Stefan's directing, Michael Hill's in it, lots of friends of the Wickets. It's worth it. Go check it out. But you probably want to go Thursday. I mean, if I'm booking your weekend, and the day before your weekend starts, and Thursday, some people consider Friday the weekend, some people don't. I know for you, that's time to go to work.
My weekend is Monday and Wednesday.
Which is exactly why, unfortunately, Alex won't be at our Friday event, but next Friday is First Friday. And we've been doing the joint shows with Sustainable Differences over at the historic Zodiac Theater. This First Friday is going to be a fundraiser for the victims of the hurricanes, Harvey and Irma, and whatever horrible names they come up with for the rest of them. Jose never made land, did he?
I don't know. Maria hit Puerto Rico, which sounds like
I didn't even hear
punchline.
about Maria.
You didn't?
No. I haven't
But
heard
how do
anything
you
since
solve
Jose.
a problem like Maria? You come see the Wickets and Sustainable Differences, and you laugh and you donate money. That's how you solve a problem
We're
like
not
Maria.
solving the problem.
It's a reference. It's another theatrical reference.
Not classically trained.
I think it's from The Sound of Music.
Ah,
I'm not sure.
think. Anyway, First Friday is going to be a fundraiser for the hurricane victims, and it's not just Sustainable Differences and the Wickets next First Friday. We've got stand-up comedians coming. We've got musical acts coming. I think the whole thing is getting started around 6. So you're going to be at First Friday anyways. You're going to be walking around. Just go past Rosie's. Don't turn around when you get to Fred's. Keep going. The Zodiac is just another...
Find that one diagonal road.
That's the one.
That's where you want to be.
Just go another block farther. I think everything is donations only. I think there's a suggested donation of maybe $10, but it's donations strictly. So
$10 is $10.
$10 is $10. If you've got change rolling around in your pocket, come throw the change in and enjoy some improv comedy, some stand-up comedy, some musical guests. I don't even know that they've got everybody officially down yet.
What if they have search rolling around in their pocket? Would that be an acceptable donation? Because a hurricane victim's gonna have some messed up breath.
I want to say too soon, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I went dark on that one. So.
A little bit.
At least it wasn't like Michael Hill claiming that the Wickets cure cancer.
Yeah, that video never got posted, so now they have no idea what you're talking about.
That's fine. That's why I'm talking about it in this one.
We had some technological difficulties. It's always me. I'm always the problem.
That's why my shirt says "Cab to the Rootooth." So
I've been trying to figure out how to work that in since we started.
you give away all the secrets. And then you go, what's a red herring?
It's not a secret. They see it in your eyes.
You see it in my eyes.
Hurricane relief fundraiser. That is what First Friday is going to be. I have some grammar issues. Toddlers get up early. Get off my back. First Friday.
How is your grammar and her issues?
Yeah, she's doing all right, actually. Yeah, it's cleared up nicely. Anyway, it's going to be. It's going to be a fun evening over at First Fridays. Of course, Stefan and Michael are going to be over at the Shoals Theater doing Agatha Christie's A Murder Is Announced.
Michael Hill said he'd be there.
Yeah. We have a little Wickets thread. But I can tell you this, for all of his ones of fans, Wes Thompson said he's going to come out and play with us. So, he's his one of fan.
Is he?
He's his one fan. He's his one of fan.
He's his biggest fan.
Oh, that's true.
But I would say he has more fans.
Now, I will say this, and this is just so completely off topic.
What?
Surprise. I love Wes. My wife and Wes are two very strong personalities. I don't get along that way. But every time I tell my wife that Wesley Thompson is going to be on stage, I'll go, I like Wes on stage. And we've told Wes this, and he accepts it as a compliment because he knows Rachel.
Right.
She loves watching him on stage, and I think Almost Maine solidified it.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That he had when I directed Almost Maine, it wasn't one continuous story; it was scenes all around the same town,
little vignettes, and none of the cast reappeared except in their own scene.
And most of them were fairly lighthearted, or at the very least, we'll say hopeful. Every night for Almost Maine, I stood in the balcony and watched Wes and Jennifer Adams throw a wet blanket over that crowd because their scene was a married couple having a knockdown, drag-out fight. Not physical, of course, but
it's the moment that at least he knows it's over.
Yeah, and every day you could see. Of course, I was seeing from the back, but the whole show is, yay, oh, cute, Wes and Jennifer.
She hit him with a bench. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah.
Wes and Jennifer get on stage. Slowly throughout the scene, they just sank into the chair. The uncomfortableness the uncomfortableness in that theater was amazing. Regardless, Wesley Thompson is tremendous on stage.
And I think a good comedy needs at least one moment like that.
Yes.
That you go serious, and then if you can get a laugh after doing that, you know you've got just eating out of the palm of your hands.
Which is why, since we're already slightly off topic anyways, which is why I contend to my wife that Scrubs is a better TV show than Friends.
Okay.
Because Friends was consistently funny, Scrubs was consistently funny, and then every now and then, wham, they hit you right in the feels.
I don't know. I think there's feels in Friends, but I haven't seen all of Scrubs, so I don't know. I can't make the
Feels
comparison.
and only feels and Friends. They were on a break.
No. Okay. Chandler proposing. If you can watch that episode and not cry, oh my god, you're inured to it.
I'm a robot.
Or you're munured to it. I'm not sure.
No, Scrubs. I still contend Scrubs was a better show because they could absolutely hit you in the feels, and sometimes you didn't even see it coming.
Well, I enjoy watching Wes perform with the Wickets, but I have to say one of my absolute favorite things he ever did was in a warm up. And I know that sounds crazy that we get together and we go over the rules of improv, but it helps. It really did.
Jake Barrow said, "Improv is unscripted, not unprepared."
There you go. So we were at the racquetball club in the room with all the mirrors and everything, and Stefan and Wes were doing a scene together, and you and I were giving the suggestions in lieu of an audience to give suggestions, and they were in this moment. And it was like, what happens next? And we stopped them. What happens next? You throw the flaming drink on the customer's face. Wes was playing a bartender. And so had you said, and go, I'd have gone, psh, and thrown it in his face because that's what the audience said to do. Wes invented a 10, 15 second monologue that took him from the emotion he was on to the state of mind of somebody that would throw a flaming alcoholic drink in somebody's face. And I mean, it was just like, holy crap, that was amazing, and there's nobody here to see it. It was brilliance, and it was unwitnessed except by me and him and Stefan and whoever else was there.
I don't remember it.
I think a small child was there with us, so I don't know.
We'll give him some more lip service. One of the earliest shows I did was over at the Ritz, The Moving of Lilla Barton. And Jane Jackson was directing, and there was one guy who was having some issues, and he just kept missing rehearsals. I think he was having some health issues, couldn't make it, and maybe 2 weeks before the show, Jane said, I gotta call somebody. Wes walked in, and on day one, walked in and just everything was as natural as the people who'd been doing it for a month. And I specifically remember, I mean, I'm looking at him like this guy's a rock star. I don't know who this guy is, but he's just walked in and immediately owns everything. And that's one of the reasons I still consider Wes one of my theater fathers, because immediately that set another goal for me of I want to be the guy that can walk in 2 weeks out and
I was just sitting here thinking,
capture it.
I was just sitting here thinking, you helped us out one time on Our Town. You weren't in the final production, but we didn't have the guy that was like the milkman or something.
Did one run lights or something?
You were there, but you weren't on stage for it. And so, but one night that the milkman character wasn't there, you stepped in and had a script in your hand, and your imaginary cow was stealing the scene. I mean, it was not what Adam was doing, because he's got all the props in the show are pantomime, including this cow. or horse or whatever it is, and you're like trying to get the cow to follow you, and it kept like yanking against your grip on it and everything, and it was just you, but you knew your part and you knew the cow better than the previous guy had known the role, and I'm like, I wish he was playing this in the show. This is so much fun. So,
I don't remember any of that. I feel like I remember, reading one night during rehearsal or something, but not a clue. Nothing.
It was good.
I wound up having to step in and fill in like Wes had done several times throughout my career.
I've done that a lot. Of get the phone call, say, sure, I've got a gap in my schedule, and within a fortnight, it's set strike. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
I just did a show in the last 2 weeks. Holy crap! I tried to say cow and crap at the same time.
Crow.
It was like crow. Holy crow!
Holy cap. That's what the Pope wears. God, we're rambling.
No, it's good.
We know each other, so we ramble a lot.
26 minutes.
That's okay. Anyway, Wes is going to be at First Fridays. We love you, Wes. We're looking forward to you joining us on stage. I think it's going to be me, Wes, Patrick, and maybe Jay. And then, of course, we'll probably have Sustainable Differences come play a game or two with us. It is a benefit fundraiser. Should probably do something we haven't done in a while.
Mousetraps.
No.
Deadly spikes with Ebola. It's my favorite variation of mousetraps. So.
And then come back the next week for our fundraiser. No, I was thinking more Helping Hands. We haven't done that in a long time.
I like Helping Hands.
Yeah.
You should do a Helping Hands with, I don't know, something messy. And Helping Hands always goes well.
Yeah.
Making spaghetti, perhaps. See, I think that's because you mentioned Will Mitchell earlier, and I've got the spaghetti mental image in my head. So.
So Wes, be prepared.
Don't wear good clothes.
Probably a good suggestion for anybody coming to a Wicket show.
Yeah, it's quickly becoming a Gallagher thing. Here's your plastic sheet.
Just hang
but
it.
this is weird because I don't know where to look on this phone. Like it's
I think the camera's over here.
Camera's up there.
Remember?
Okay, camera's up there.
Remember the 3D effect? Yeah.
But I mean, it's all good.
Yeah.
So it's like I lean forward and I'm like, my eyes are just going crazy all over the screen. So
That could be the crack.
my crack is covered.
Woo! Not right now. So we still have one more thing to tell them.
I'm trying to see if they can see the ring light in my eye. You got 2 minutes.
I thought you were trying to check your nose hairs and see if you did a good job.
Those should be trimmed.
We may go slightly over our goal. I can't cross my legs. Yeah.
I can't cross my legs. It's Robert Klein joke.
Okay.
He's playing harmonica. I can't stop my legs. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. What happens after First Friday? Ooh. The first weekend in October.
Yes.
At the Florence Lauderdale Coliseum.
I
don't know if those are going to show up.
I hope it's like not mirror image. So.
The Geek
But I already
Gathering.
made the Captain of the Root Tooth joke.
You did.
It'll have to be mirror image. So. Yes, the Geek Gathering. The GG.
The Geek Gathering is back. Is this your 4 or 5? I've lost count.
I don't know.
For the 4th or 5th year, the Geek Gathering returns to Northwest Alabama. If you haven't been the last few years, shame on you. It's our own little mini Comic-Con right here in our backyard. This year it's going to be at the Florence Lauderdale Coliseum
Because basically every time it outgrows its venue. Like the first year was at the wrestling place.
At the O'Malley's.
O'Malley's. It was too big for O'Malley's. The first year was too big. And then they were in Sheffield.
Sheffield Rec Center for the last
And the
2 or 3
parking, there
years.
was not enough parking. So now, Florence Coliseum, and after that, Houston Astrodome, apparently. So it's going to be... Because, I mean, the thing just gets ginormouser all the time.
It really does grow. And if you haven't been, there's so much stuff going on. First of all, the most important thing, it is also a fundraiser for Big Brothers Big Sisters. I used to know the cut. I don't know the cut anymore. portions of every ticket goes to Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and there is a silent auction that happens every year. Vendors and people from around the area always donate the most awesome stuff you've ever seen, and they do a silent auction throughout Saturday and Sunday, and then last thing, usually about 3 o'clock on Sunday, and they do remind me to tell the times. They do the silent auction, and people win some very awesome stuff, and 100% of the proceeds from the silent auction go to Big Brothers Big Sisters. So that's cool. Let's see here. What else happens? There's a cosplay. Getting ahead of myself. Times. We need times. 10 to 5 on Saturday, 12 to 5 on Sunday. First weekend in October. I believe it's the 7th and the 8th. I hope not all of our dates are wrong. 10 to 5 on Saturday.
Most of my dates have been wrong. My entire life.
Noon to 5 on Sunday. I'm just filing forward. Noon to 5 on Sunday. And there's also a cosplay lip sync contest. Last year was the first time they did this, and it was hysterical.
I don't think I saw that one.
You might not have. I think it was on Sunday.
Okay.
It's hysterical. And it's exactly what it sounds like. People in cosplay, lip syncing the songs.
I wonder if they would let me enter that because I've got a video project that involves lip syncing, but with the speed altered. And so that could be really cool to film it there, and then when we do the final pass, then the crowd's going to be moving at twice as fast while our lips are still, anyway, it's just an idea.
Work it out. I don't know what else to say to that
I
one.
wonder if I have any pull with this organization.
Looking at you, Batman. What else happens?
Who's Batman?
Jeremy Cravens.
Okay, yeah. All right.
He's the manager since the owners or founders, John and Corey Ellsbrooks, are living in L.A. now. However, they are going to be
They're coming to visit, yes.
Yes, they're going to be here for the Geek Gathering. So go see John, hit him, and make sure and tell him Michael Bradley said to do it. What?
I heard a noise. Anyway.
You laughed.
No, I heard like a horse whinny over there or something. So, I did.
What else happens at the louder you get, the more likely the dogs are to bark.
Oh, that's true.
That's also true. What else happens at the Geek Gathering? Tons of vendors. Now
I messaged John the other day.
Yeah.
You don't want me to talk to you?
Yeah, I do.
I messaged John the other day, and I said, by the way, there's a new Tzatziki's in Florence.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they should be the have a kiosk and call it the Greek Gathering. So I said, you're welcome.
I remembered the joke about halfway through. I saw the comment, I think.
I should message Jeremy.
Yeah.
I can do that. So I saw Jeremy one day, and he was not in Batman. So it was like
it's weird.